Hey everybody, hi, how you doing? What's going on out there? Sorry, you're trying to push the right buttons and get it all working. So yeah, what's going on, YouTube land? I know there's some good auctions going on. So I'm just gonna hang out for a little bit and I got my numerology book here and let's see if I can add this. There we go. Look at that. I even have a numerology calculator so we can work on things if anybody's interested in finding out some of their numbers. Numerology's been around for a very long time. I don't even know how long. It might tell me in my book. I mean, I know it goes back to at least Egyptian time. Yeah, let me read you a little bit about it here. Numerology is believed to be one of the oldest forms of lore. Its origins cannot be traced, but the Babylonians, the ancient Egyptians, and many other peoples are all thought to have held theories of this significance of numbers. This concept is closely related to astrology and the observation of numbers found in natural phenomenon, the five senses, the seven colors of the spectrum, the 12 signs of the zodiac, and so on. Numbers were especially important to the Kabbalists, but in ancient times and in the Middle Ages, the Kabbalah, the secret mystical lore of the Jews, contained a magico-philosophical science of numbers known as gematria, based on the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. Although there are some variations between the numerological systems that have come down to the present day, most seem to be based on the theories of the Greek mathematician and philosopher Pythagoras. He believed that the whole universe was ordered mathematically and that as everything in it could be expressed in terms of numbers, numbers were therefore the key to the universe. Numerology was also known as numerancy or arithromancy, used to be practiced as a form of general divination. Today, its practitioners are mainly concerned with character analysis and potential. The basis of numerology is the belief that numbers, especially the prime numbers from 1 to 9, exert an influence on every facet of our lives and personalities. Each person has numbers that relate to the significance events in their lives, and most important being the birth number and the name number. So there you go. This is from my book that I've had for a very long time. Fully Illustrated, Predicting Your Future. This was published in 1983. It's got all the stuff and things in it. It's quite interesting to look at. I've looked at a lot of it over the years. There's a whole big giant section on palmistry. Lots of pages. Handwriting analysis. Phrenology, which is studying the bumps of your head. That used to be very popular in, I believe, the Victorian era. There's a section on tarot. Put that down. There we go. It just kind of touches the basis of things here. Cartomancy, which is actually with playing cards or tarot cards with pips instead of pictures. Pips are just representations. What number they're supposed to represent. The tablets of fate. I don't know anything about that. Numerology. The I Ching. That's been around a long time and something I would like to learn, but it's very complicated. Haven't gotten there yet. What else we got? A lot of stuff about the I Ching. Tassography or teacup reading. This actually has pictures. I have never learned this, but there you go. These all have meanings, apparently. Astrology. Lots of it on astrology. There's a lot of stars. So it's a pretty cool book. We're going to be hanging here with the numerology today. So I will be happy to do people's life path numbers if they want. It's very easy. And then we can look them up. I have this cool website here. Oops, share screen. Here we go. AstroSeek. And it has a bunch of calculators, which makes it really easy to do instead of writing it on paper. But we can do life path, birthday, your name, and your personal year. All these are interesting, and they all just give you different points of view based on what many people over the centuries have used numbers for. And as always, there's no predictions. I see it as a roadmap. It gives you an idea what you in particular might encounter over your life and how maybe you can find a better way around things, or at least know something's coming and face it head on with a little bit of knowledge that, you don't get broadsided that way. That's, interesting and fun. I like this stuff. So yeah, I have a 9 life path. And let me put that back up. And we go look. Let's see. If we go over here to this one. Right here's all the numbers. So if we go to here, this will tell you what they say a 9 is about. Now, most of these correlate. There's some that are a little bit different, but over the years, the ones I've read, they're all pretty similar. So it says for a 9, these people are idealistic. They have an idealistic approach towards themselves and towards their surroundings. They will go on a journey that will help them gain experience and meet important people. They have a high level of mental energy, and they are able to handle all the difficulties and challenges. It is good if they become more devoted to their goals and become more sensitive and courageous. They are responsible. Sometimes they do not realize the depth of their wisdom. They have no need for high material security. Love, the truth, and friendships are very important. They have a strong need to give much of themselves to others. At mature age, they will sometimes experience unexpected successes and realizations of big plans. Broad communication with the public or with people abroad. They learn easily. Weaknesses that they should be learned. Beware of the tendency to have delusions, be extremely emotional, and have moody and exaggerated reactions. Beware of tendency to emotional stress and mental excess. Yeah, I'm okay with all that one. And, here I am as a mature woman online talking to people. Gee, see how that works out? I didn't ever know. Well, the internet wasn't even a thing. Never mind live streaming, right? So, I think it just gives you a little bit of insight, maybe a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Confirmation that, you are right. That stuff that you felt all along. Yeah, well, look, the numbers are even saying it, just like astrology, astronomy. This stuff hasn't been around for millions of years because there's nothing to it. But, you can't live your life by it either. I say knowledge is power, and no matter, where you're getting it from, if you can apply it and do something good with it, that's what counts. So, welcome in, folks. Come on in. Anybody want to know their life number? Their life path number? The importance of numbers in our lives. Pretty much the world is numbers. It's based on the Fibonacci sequence. It's in nature. It's in our bodies. It's in everything. And I was watching a really cool video, I think it was last night, about Tartaria, the imaginary Tartaria, and, things that they keep finding. And they found a recent journal from, they say, the last Tartarian, and he wrote it all down with his grandson so that we would know the deal. And they were saying that even the buildings themselves were spaced in the Fibonacci sequence, so that the residents in the entire town actually, they say Tartaria and other places like that were made for healing. And that's why they took away all the church bells, and that churches don't have all those beautiful resonance just so people could sing. Well, kind of, sort of, but they actually had real healing purposes, and it's all about the frequencies. So the Tartarians supposedly even built their cities that way, and it was all on the Fibonacci sequence, which is all math and, numbers, So they count. Sunflower seeds grow that way. Everything. It's all, you keep looking and you're going to find it all over the place. The basics of life, the way it works. So yeah, folks, come on in and say hi. How you doing out there? Anybody want to know their life number? Life path number? Mine's 9. 9 is endings. As in, maybe I've been here and done this a lot, and maybe I don't have to do it again. That would be fun. I'm not sure I've finished learning patience yet, but I'm getting there. Numbers and how they work. Gematria is very interesting. I don't know a lot about it. I think if you're going to use gematria, you should probably use the Hebrew alphabet, which I don't know, but that's what it was based on. So if you're taking, American, English and putting it into a gematria calculator, yeah, I don't know how accurate that is. I mean, you think you kind of got to use what it was based on to get accurate information out of it, but that's very interesting. And they've used gematria and all kinds of other coded things on, like, the Bible. They found all kinds of things that, just couldn't just happen by chance. So, Well, guys, it's no fun if no one wants to play. Come on in and say hi. I don't bite. Have any questions, ask me so I can, tell you something. I know all kinds of stuff. I just, don't know what to rattle off about if no one's actually interested in it. So, yeah, numerology. Anybody ever do it? Anyone ever, do your name and your boyfriend's name, see if you're a good match back in high school? You guys ever do that kind of stuff? Barbara Streisand actually changed the spelling of her first name to make the numbers more in her favor. She dropped an R. I think she dropped an R from her name. That was back, I think, in the late 70s, early 80s. Yeah, people do that. You can take your life path number and your birth number, and you can add it up with your your street address, your work address, do it up against other things, see if they're a good match. Numbers have vibrations. All numbers were assigned, all letters were assigned a number in the Hebrew language, and they all have a specific vibration and meaning. So I really wish I'd studied linguistics, because I think I'd understand a lot more things than I do. But it's part of why I do this, because it helps me understand how people thought and why things are set up the way they are now, because they use systems like this, and they still do. Believe it or not, they still use these systems no matter what they tell you. And, these are numbers. These are not evil characters, folks. These are numbers that we all deal with every day, and they're important. And if we really live in a matrix, guess what it's made out of? Numbers! Interesting, right? I don't have the answers. I just, I don't know. I just find this stuff interesting. And I just know that whenever I look into it, I see correlations with my own life. So how do you say that it's not true? I don't know. I mean, when you look at people that that have certain birth dates or whatever, and you look up, I'm a Virgo, you look up a Virgo. Yep, that's me, all over the place. Definitely me. So I believe in this stuff. Do I run my life by it? No. But do I look at it? Sure, why not? What's it hurting? It's not hurting anything, And sometimes I hear things that I need to hear that people in real life don't want to tell me because, it might not be pleasant. But sometimes, all people have things that, need to be worked on. And sometimes if you aren't willing to listen to other humans, well, go check out your numbers, go check out your astrology chart, go see what's going on and get a little insight on your own personality and see how, maybe you can work on it, make things better for yourself, make things better for people around you. This is my thought process. Yeah, guys, come on in. Who wants to know their life path number? Very easy stuff. Here it tells you all about it, how to find the primary number, your birth numbers, your name numbers. We can go over what they mean. This chart right here, let's see if I can move this book. Right here, there we go. This is how it breaks down. And it says the older system of number letter equivalents here on the left omits number 9. It was omitted because it was held to be of special significance in the Kabbalistic tradition. It was considered to be the numerological equivalent of the name of God. Interesting. The more modern system of equivalence below uses all the primary numbers, including the number 9. And that's what everything is based on that I currently use. Oh, it is interesting. No wonder 9's an ending if they considered it to be God, because it doesn't get better than that, right? So, so what's going on out there, YouTube land? No one's talking to me today. That's so sad. Come on in and say hi. If you don't want to do your life path, we can do your name. Now, your name there's different ways to do your name. Your original birth name, which, unless you were a woman that got married and took your husband's name or you were adopted, your name stays the same. But for some people, it does change. And then you can also, use that number, your original birth number, and compare it to nicknames that you use and, your married name versus your maiden name, those kind of things, and see which name is more beneficial to you on a frequency level based on the numbers. And they say that if your birth name and your life path number, if those are the same, it tends to mean, an easier life for you, less obstacles. But if they're very in opposition of each other, then it might be why you're always headbutting things. But again, like Barbara Streisand, you can change your name. You cannot use a nickname, or you can use a nickname, or, whatever it is that works for you, to change that and see, give it 6 months, see if it makes any differences. There's a lot of things you can do with this stuff. And, again, like a placebo, I think if you believe it, it has a better shot of working. Like things that we don't really believe, it's not reality in our world, so it doesn't count. But if you do believe it and I think a lot of this stuff is just to bring it to your attention that you have the power to change your life by making active, conscious decisions versus just letting it happen. My opinion, I don't know. Welcome in, everybody. What's going on? Hopefully everybody's not freezing cold. I know that is quite the winter storm. You guys are supposed to get another one, I heard. I don't know if that already happened or is going to be happening this week, but yeah, it's why I moved, because I just don't want to do that anymore. It's just too much for me. I can't take the cold. It just makes my bones hurt, like literally makes my bones hurt. So, and after being in Arizona for 10 years, yeah, no, not doing it anymore. Y'all come visit me. So what's up? I see y'all out there, but no one's saying hi. What's going on, folks? How's it going? Come on in. Been talking about numerology and how numbers affect our lives, what we can do about it, how we can change it. I know there's people that actually will make decisions based on numbers, period. Hi, Sprinkle. Welcome in. Chaylee, how's it going? Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, that keeps the trolls out because, they don't like hanging around while I yak for no good reason. It happens. Sorry, but welcome in. Come on in. How's it going? Well, there you go, girlfriend. You got it all going on, don't ya? Fives all over the place, yeah, and fives are temporary. So, you're probably going to have a lot of ups and downs, but it's all going to balance out. So that's really cool. It's cool you know that stuff. A lot of people have no idea. Yeah, well, that's the thing with fives, sometimes they're really good and sometimes they're really not. But, you know, I guess, my thought, if that's how it was, I would know that when, something really good happens, I should probably really appreciate it because I'm probably never going to reach the high highs, but I'm probably never going to reach the low lows either. So, yeah, balance works for me. Never, yeah, I know. Well, think of it as an adventure. It's your turn to be learning the new stuff and meeting the new people, learning ideas, and guess what? Life is not permanent. Period. So enjoy it. That's my suggestion. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, 555. Hey, but you shouldn't be getting too many headaches. A day born 7. I don't know what that one means, girlfriend. A day born 7. Yeah, I had my charts. I don't know. When I cleaned out my room, all my stuff got mixed up and moved around. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Yeah, I was born on the 22nd, 9/22. I got nines all over my chart. All over my chart. Last day of Virgo, but I'm not on the cusp because of the time I was born. It's just, I got some of the weirdest charts going. It's just interesting. Yeah, 7. That's all right, though. Yeah, my hubby's not happy with this 4. It's like, hey, dude, it is what it is. I just got to work with it. you know. Yeah, that's not bad. I'd be okay with that 555 thing. That'll work for me. And that's, add all those up, you get what do we got? We got a 6. That's okay. Yeah, 4s. Well, you got to get to a 4 before you can be a 5. So it is what it is. But see, he's got me to help him out, right? If you just pay attention. But, he's a Gemini. So, that 4 thing works for him, So. I just take it all with a grain of salt. But like I said, knowledge is power. And I can say more often than not, I can say, oh, yeah, she's a Scorpio. Okay, I can just let it go. I mean, just, there's generalities for a reason. Everybody's individual. But yeah, you tell me something about these kind of things, and I can get a pretty good idea of who you are. Will I know exactly what you're going to do every single day? No. But will you shock me? Probably not. Oh, there's Nightbot. Forgot about Nightbot. Nightbot helps me out with my auctions. And I do ask that everybody fills out the job form and, or email sellers. It's not my job. You buy something, you give them your info so they can bill you and ship to you. That's what Nightbot's about. Sorry. I'd have to, I think, remove him as a moderator to make him not do that. Yeah, well, those Aquarius moons and anybody in the Aquarius line, and you throw in Virgo stuff with that. Yeah, that could be a little scary. It could be. Aquariuses, man, they're the ones they say, and this is the age of Aquarius, which is why everybody's heads are spinning right now. And it's not going to stop for a while, folks. We're here for a long time now. But yeah, Aquarius, they say they're the weirdos, the ones and I don't know that they're weird. They're just doing what they do. And you know what? They don't care if you like it or not. I don't see a problem with that unless I'm in their way, I suppose. Oh, well, honey, Virgo men are interesting. My oldest son is a Virgo. He's a lot like me. That's not necessarily good attributes in a man. It's hard, though, it's hard being a Virgo. You just don't learn till you're older to shut up. So, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm a Virgo with a Taurus moon and Taurus rising. So I am Earth all over the place, Earth. And I don't actually have any of my stars in a water sign upon being born. And I'm a very strange combination. And I have the M's on both hands, and I have the half moon, and I have the crescent moons on both my thumbs. And, I got all the stuff. And I don't know why, but I do. So. Yeah, Virgo men. I mean, Virgos are sensitive. They're very empathic usually. And, you throw in an Aquarius there and, they I don't think Aquarius are so much manipulative as they really just do what they do. And I'm not sure they actually see how their actions affect people sometimes. Pisces and Scorpio. Wow. That's a lot of stuff going on, girlfriend. Yeah, watch out for you. But yeah, Scorpio and Virgo, they're tough. My bestie's a Scorpio, but she's my friend, not my husband. So yeah, I don't really think we could actually live together. But we're both dead honest, and we tell it like it is, and we don't get our feelings hurt. We can handle it. But that could be tough in a relationship other than friendship. If I ever want to know the truth, I just call her and she will tell me. Oh my goodness. You got it all over the place here. Wow. Yeah, I haven't done star charts. I mean, I've done mine, my husband's, my kids, but I haven't done them in a while. Well, that's what my he's been finally, after almost 40 years being together, he's paying attention to some of my numerology and stuff. And he's starting to get it. It's like, dude, I'm a Virgo. I've got a 9 life path. I was born on the 22nd. I'm not on the cusp. There's a lot of things going on there. I drew my line in the sand at 5. I haven't really moved it, because I tolerate people being around me doesn't mean I approve of the behavior. Oh man, I think you probably should move him to the friend list. Gemini. He's a Gemini. Right smack dab in the middle. All over the place, Gemini. So yeah, the Virgo who likes stability is dealing with the dual personality. It's been a fun ride. Oh, there you go. Well, that's funny because my son, his new girlfriend, and him have the same birthday, and her mother and I have the same birthday. So there's 4 Virgos. I'm thinking we probably all shouldn't be in the same room together. Oh yeah, interesting, right? Yeah, I've had a lot of Virgos. My aunt and my cousin were both born on the 16th. I was born on the 22nd. My son was born on the 6th, all September. So my whole life I've been surrounded by Virgos. So, I've never met the mother. So I don't know. We'll see how long this one lasts. None of my business. He's a grown man. That's on him. Yeah, a lot of Virgos, and a lot of Geminis. My brother was a Gemini. My husband's a Gemini. Very interesting. We have a lot of holidays, births in our family. So I got a lot of weird stuff going on in all my charts. It just is what it is. It's been an interesting life, and I ain't done yet. Yeah, no, I don't really get into that. I don't do love readings and soulmate stuff, and no. I think that's I think that's a whole lot more personal, and you ought to be able to take care of that on your own, quite honestly. Nope. Nope, I don't do that. I've compared mine and my husband's, I've done that for us, but yeah, I don't do that. Ooh, I may have a delivery here. Hang on. Yeah. I have to mute. Let's see. I don't remember ordering anything. But they're here. So, yeah, I'm going to have to mute for a second if the parrots go crazy, but I'll be right back. So far, so good, but I didn't order anything, so I don't know. No, he's leaving because I didn't order anything. He must be lost. Oh, yeah, going to the neighbor. Okay, we're good. Hey, Nana, how's it going? Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, well, because Virgos, I don't know. Speaking from my own life, let's just keep it there. How about that? You know, there's a right way and a wrong way. And I'm not saying, you can only stack blocks one way. I'm saying there's right and wrong in the world, and we all know it. And those of you that choose to do wrong on the regular, I don't understand you. I don't. I don't get it. I don't understand why you do these things. Stop it. Just stop it. So it's hard for Virgos, man. It's really hard. And we try, especially when we're younger, to give this knowledge to people that really just be a nice human. And when you're 21 and you're in the clubs, being a nice human is not really what people are thinking about. And they think you're weird. And eventually they come back after they've gone out there and gotten beat up by the world because they were being stupid. And honesty and the truth isn't always easy. And it's, that's the other thing I have a problem with. Life is too convenient. And if people had to take care of business more hands on, they would have less time to do all these stupid things. So, but there you go. See, the Virgo, make me king of the world and I'll fix the problems. So you won't like it all, but it will be fixed. And within 10 years, everybody will be much happier than they are now. Because it's just stupid the way things work. Period. The end. Just stupid. So. Yeah, well, yes, obviously there is a lesson in there somewhere. You're 5. It's temporary. You're supposed to be learning things. But 6 is, that's more about family and I think I don't know how old you are. Just giving you general advice, and if you're younger, give it time. And you just have to, some of the best advice I heard back in the day is find someone with baggage that you don't mind carrying, because guess what? Everybody's got some. Even those people you think are perfect, they're just better at hiding it than other people. Everybody's got baggage. Nobody's perfect. 41, all right. Well, you can handle the truth then. You've been there, done that. And not knowing your life, your expectations, are they too high, or are you just accepting people because you don't want to be alone, and then you find out, yeah, that was not the right one. You know what I mean? Like, and one of the big reasons I don't do love readings is because what I tell people is if you're asking for a love reading, it's because you're not ready for love. Because you haven't done whatever it is that you need to do, whatever healing, whatever acceptance. You're not ready to be the person that will attract the person you want. You can attract people, but they're not right because you're still broken. And unfortunately, what it takes is getting in there, digging it out, apologizing or forgiving, depending on which end of the spectrum you were on. And it could be both, because, we all do bad things as much as people do bad things to us. Yeah, but, everybody minds baggage after a time, too. If you're just, as a Virgo, you're like, oh, I can fix that. I can fix that. And as a Pisces, you could be like, oh, but, they just need love. They need the hugs. I know. I get it. My father was a Pisces. I know all about that. And, probably based just on what I know about you from this short little conversation, you go all in for people that aren't willing, they're more willing to take than to give back. And, it's attractive when people are willing to forgive and willing to overlook the last minute cancellations, or, you know what I mean? And maybe you're not looking for the right kind of person. and this is me just talking out my butt here, but I'm just saying from my life experience, from what I've seen with relationships, I've seen a lot all over the world. If you are going into it with some kind of an expectation of this timeline, unless you both have that conversation before you actually commit, it's not going to happen. So, and if you're finding that the people are hanging out with you because they like what you do for them as opposed to just being in your company, they're not the right person anyway. Yeah, boundaries, they're not easy. But, it comes down to, if giving up your boundaries and having people step over them constantly is just giving you headaches, it's better to be alone and do what you want to do than to just always feel like someone's whacking you upside the head. Get a cat. I'm not trying to be flippant. I'm not. I am surrounded by animals. We have 10 pets. My kids don't hang around. I don't have friends here. I do have online people I'm talking to a lot. I know some people in town. I'm not, but, I definitely not the social butterfly I was when I was 20. You know what I mean? So, and you got to learn to be okay with yourself. Because if you're not okay with who you are, you project that, whether you think you do or not. And if the kind of person that you're going to want them to be able to feel that you're not a happy human when you're not a happy human. So if you're putting that out all the time and that's what people are seeing, people don't always want to jump in there, Yeah, well, yeah. So you're not interacting with the correct people. Who are the correct people? I don't know. I don't have that answer. But whoever they have been so far, it ain't them. That's the thing. A lot of people, they're really happy when you're doing things for them, bringing them, you probably know within a week what their favorite coffee or candy or whatever color, and you go get them a cute little knick-knack thing at the grocery store, whatever, I know. And they love it. And then, after a while, you stop doing it because no reciprocation comes back. And then you start to build up resentment. And then, oh, gee, the whole thing falls apart because you're not doing the things. Now they're like, well, what am I doing here with this grumpy person? It's like, well, I wouldn't be grumpy if you actually paid attention to the fact that I'm breathing over here. But so, I'm not saying it's 100% you, but you're not faultless in this. You know what I mean? So, and I find that people that do that, and again, I get it. You want to show your appreciation for these people, but you have to go slower with it and make sure they're worthy of it prior to jumping in with both feet. And it's not that you're not committed, you're willing to commit, but they have to give something back for you to make it worth your time. Otherwise, go home and read a good book because there's lots of good books out there. Makes your head hurt less, you learn something, That's my advice. I don't know if it's good or bad. I hope it helps. But I'm never one that I can't say never, but usually it's not just the other person. There's two people in every relationship. So, and if they're a life path 1 and you're an 8, probably not going to work out together. Oh, girlfriend, I'm just doing readings today. If you want to know your life path or your birth number, we can do that. Yeah, we're just doing free. I'm using an online free calculator. Certainly not going to charge you to do that. Yeah. So your life path number. Let's see. Oops, sorry, got my thingy caught. You need to have your complete birthday. So it would be, month, day, year. Put it in there. We can delete it if you don't want it up there. And if you want your name number, then we need to have your maiden name if you were a married human that changed your name. And if you weren't, that's okay too. So yeah, so just eights. Eights are interesting. We'll look at eights. Well, let's see what Nana wants here. So yeah, if you just give me your birth date and we will put it in. Let me share the screen. May 31st, 78. Okay, hang on a minute. All right. And you guys are welcome to go to this website yourself. It is called AstroSeek, and I will share the link. 78, sorry. 70. Oops. I don't know my numbers. I'm doing numerology. I don't know my numbers. Here we go. What do you mean it's gone wrong? Not accessible. Try again. Maybe it's been sitting too long. All right. Well, we'll just use a calculator. Hang on. I got one of those too. Come on up. There we go. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see it though. Can I share? I don't think I can share my calculator. You have no idea. That is not true. No, the website's just being funky. All right, so you said May, right? So that would be a 5. And yeah, I know how to do it, folks. You just aren't helping me. All right, 5 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 8. Oops. Oh, come on. Sorry, I pushed the wrong button. So that comes out to a 34. 3 and 4 is 7. So your life path number is a 7. Let's pull that up and hopefully it'll show that on screen. Yes, it will. She got a 6. Hang on. Sorry, I couldn't see when I was doing that. I got a 7. Did I add wrong? I don't think I did. Let me try one more time. So May is 5 plus 3 plus 1 is a 9 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 8 is 34. Yep, I got a 7. Okay, so it says life path 7. These people prefer mental work. They want to realize their potential and work hard in order to improve themselves. They need friendship in their life. Their marriage can be complicated because they want to be independent. There are unexpected changes in their lives. Do not force anything. In order to succeed, it is necessary to communicate with others, experience life, and develop self-confidence. Friendships and relationships play a major role. Implementation of material goals is difficult, even if money comes in unexpected ways. They are often diligent students. They may have rich spiritual life or go on a long journey. They feel good in the countryside, in the mountains, or by the sea. Yeah, you're a country girl. These people may have different healing talents, for example, physical, emotional, or spiritual. Weaknesses and what should be learned. Watch out for excessive pessimism and curtness. Sometimes this person is too proud and inaccessible. Beware of loneliness and lack of realism. Impartiality is important. Ah, there you go. Does that sound like you, Nana? Does that any of that resonate with you? Obviously not a city girl. I like that. Obviously not, based on where you're living. Because even Portland's not really a city. See, that's why I do this stuff, because it's cool. It's interesting. You know, it seems to speak to our core, right to our core. It's not necessarily about your public persona. It's about who you really are internally, and how you see the world and how you deal with people. And knowing that about yourself allows you to make changes if you don't like it. So, it's just an interesting deal. I know people are, they think it's all I'm witchcraft in here. I don't know. I don't do that. You know, numbers are numbers. They've been around since before I was thought of, so I'm okay with it. Am I in Portland? No, no. Nana lives in Maine, though, and I grew up in Bar Harbor, Maine, and I actually went to school in Portland, so I know all about it. I went to Westbrook College, which is no longer a thing. It's what are they calling it now? Something else. July 29, 1980. Yep. Let me refresh this page and see if it wants to work again. Come on, you can do it. All right. Now let's see if it says it. The Mid Coast, Oregon. Yeah, I like Oregon, except for the politics. July 29, 1980. Okay. 29. Let's see if it's working now. Come on, be nice. Sorry, my numbers are jumping. It's thinking about it. Are we sharing? No, we're not sharing. Yeah, Maine's very pretty, but it's cold. Snows from October to June. It's a 9. All right, Life Path 9. That's me. And whoever's birthday this is. Here you go. These people are idealistic. They have an idealistic approach towards themselves and towards their surroundings. They will go on a journey that will help them gain experience and meet important people. They have a high level of mental energy and are able to handle all the difficulties and challenges. It is good if they become more devoted to their goals and become more sensitive and courageous. They are responsible. Sometimes they do not realize the depth of their wisdom. They have no need for high material security. Love, the truth, and friendships are very important. They have a strong need to give much of themselves to others. At a mature age, they will sometimes experience unexpected success and the realization of big plans, broad communication with the public, or with people abroad. They learn easily. Weaknesses and what should be learned. Beware of the tendency to have delusions, be extremely emotional, and have moody or exaggerated reactions. Beware of the tendency to emotionally stress and mental excess. There you go. And I'm not making it up. I'm just reading it off the web page. Here, I forgot. Let me oh, hang on. Let me go back to the main page so I can share it with you guys. Because this is not my work. But I do use this website because it makes my life easier. And it's not going back to the main page. Something has gone wrong. They're having big problems today. Well, we did get a giant solar flare, so that could be it. But at any rate, I should be able to still share their link. There we go. So when it decides to work again, there's the link, astroseek.com. They're a pretty cool site. You know. There you go, Nana. See, I don't know what to tell you. I just, that's why I like this stuff, because it works. It helps. Just think it helps people give clarity, Yeah, what are some of the others I have here? Draconic. I believe I have, but it's been a very long time, so I could not answer any questions on that. Oops, wrong way. What's this other one? Zodiacnumerology.com. I have Astro Sofa. I like those. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Astro Seek. Yeah, I look at that one. Our chart of the soul. I have to look that. I'm sure I have. I look all this stuff up. I just did. Oh Lordy, what do they call it? Yeah, that one. Oh, I give up. My brain is too full of things. Yeah, I'm an INFJ, and that's from what the Myers-Briggs testing. And then the other one, I forget what it is, but yeah, I'm just one of the weirdos out there, So I'm into all this stuff. Yeah, I have all these charts. Oh, yeah, Myers-Briggs. Let me see if I can find it for you. It's free online. Of course, you can pay and have a really detailed one done. Myers-Briggs. I think this will take me there. Yeah, some of these they'll like take all the whole test and then say, well, for $15, we'll give you the results, but you don't want those. Is this one it? I just want to make sure I'm giving you guys a free one. Here we go. They gave me a link. $59.95. No, that's not the free one, folks. Oh, sorry. They're not helping me out here today. And they have some new ones too that are even a little bit better. I haven't seen free ones for those yet. All right. I Just want to make sure that I'm not giving you a paper one. Yeah, and the Myers-Briggs, they have 16 personality types. And I think this one's free, guys. And I see them a lot like the archetypes that have been around forever. For me, it's J. I'm judgmental, apparently. Yeah, again, one of the rarest personality type. I just, and I've taken it over and over, and I never, I just keep coming up with the same stuff. So, I'm just one of those weirdo people. Yeah, and if that one's not free, just look around. You'll find another one. And I cannot remember what the other one was. And I just took it. An engram. An engram. Similar to this personality test. Let's see if I can find that one. Engram, is that what it's called? No. I don't know. I've been digging around in the brain a lot lately. Weird over normal. Yeah, well, normal's just boring. I mean, what exactly is normal anyway? And whose normal is it? I have questions. Oh, funny. Yeah, it's I don't know. All I know is that stuff that's been around for millennia, there's something to it. What? I don't know. And I really feel like as long as you're not doing anything bad with it, you're good to go. But get your Bible out while you're at it if you got problems. And if you're feeling bad about it, don't do it. That's my thought. You got to be your own advocate, but I don't think there's a problem with interpreting numbers and, destiny cards. Yeah, see, not that I don't believe it. I'm just not sure I need to know. What's the point? Why would I bother keep on breathing in and out if I know what's going to happen? 9/22, September 22nd, first day of fall. Yep. Like I said, Virgo, Taurus moon, Taurus rising. I have Leo in Venus. I'm hot-blooded and truthful and straight as an arrow, so a little bit too much of a realist, and I like to live in my head. Yeah, I have a good fantasy life going on in my head, but like they said with that 9 path, I'm not really looking for fame and fortune. I really want honesty. I want just truth. I don't need over the top. I just want honesty. I just want to have real conversations about things that actually matter. You're taking the test. It's not really a test, just it's like a personality quiz. And it's interesting. And yeah, they don't always like it. At the end, they'll give you things that, they feel like you gave opposite answers to. But you know what? Sometimes you don't always feel like one way about something. Two of clubs. Yeah, I haven't gotten into my cardmancy very much. I do have some I have an old deck that was given to me that I haven't used. Where did I put that? Is this it? Gypsy fortune telling deck. This is an old deck that was given to me. Ooh, and look, number 22 right on top. We got more people here. I don't know what's going on. It's like Grand Central Station out here today. But it's, very much a playing card deck. And I just haven't used it yet. The Buckland Gypsy Fortune Telling Deck from 1988. Oh my goodness. We have so many things going on. Hang on. All right. Yeah, you don't want to go down that hill. Too funny. Somebody, I'm guessing, with a rented car from Vegas. Why they're out here on this dirt road, I have no idea. But it's a Mustang with about 6 inches of ground clearance, and he ain't making it down my hill with the big rocks that the dump truck pulls up every time he comes up to empty my garbage. Hey, Selena, what's going on? Welcome in, welcome in. I'm doing numerology today. If you want to know your life path number, let me know your birthday, and I'll run it for you. Yeah, that was funny. He's turning around in my driveway. But I don't know where he's from. He not from around here. He'd know better. I have a Land Rover. A lot of ground clearance. Look it up. I live in Dolan Springs. You want to see it? Go check out my other channel and do hashtag drone, and you'll see a drone flight over our tiny little town of less than 3,000 people out here in the Arizona desert. The unincorporated town with dirt roads. Not much, huh? All right, girlfriend, hang on. I gotcha. See if my calculator wants to work. Put this up on screen. I was having problems. 6, 7. Okay. Another Gemini. Or are you a Cancer? I'm guessing 6 is June. Is this correct? $73, I think. Let me go back and double check. You want a go-kart? Oh my goodness. You can't be my neighbor. I really hate that noise. Well, go-karts are fun though, like Mario, right? Oh, really? This thing is giving me just a hard time today. Yeah, that's unacceptable. I think they're saying it's a 6, but I don't trust them, so let me double check. Yeah, see, I got a 5, so let me double check that. 7, 6. Oh, come on, clear it. 7 plus 6 plus 1 plus 7 plus 9 plus 3. Oh, no, it is a, it's a 33. are you showing me here, folks? Oh. All right. I don't want to hear that. All right. Oh, they don't have 33. Why not? All right. Well, we got a 6 here, so we'll pull that up. But you're funny. All right, here we go. I believe here in this book has the 33, though. Oh, it does not. Why does it not have 33? I don't understand. 33 is a master number, and it should be here. But it would be like a double 3. So we are going to give you a couple of different things going on here. For 3s, we have energetic, disciplined, talented. Number 3 people often achieve success in their chosen field. In fact, they are seldom satisfied with less, as they are conscientious, very proud, and independent, and they love to be in control. So you would double that for a 3, and that sounds an awful lot like a Gemini to me. They may be too fond of telling other people what to do, but they have many good qualities. A superficial show may hide considerable spirituality, since 3 is the number of Trinity. Number 3 people have good relationships with the other 3s and those born under 6 and 9. Jupiter is the planet of this number, and Thursday is the luckiest day for number 3 people. So there's that. All right, now let's see what this one has to say. So this is a 6 if you add the 2 3s, but I know I had 33 as a master number listed here. Okay, these people will have to make choices very often, and it is necessary to make the right choices in the face of emerging opportunities. Romantic relationship, family, and home are the foundations for success. They like helping others. They need a partner who meets their expectations. They long for the harmonization of relationships. They are usually successful in their love life and marriage. However, it is necessary to find willingness to make compromises. They often have a talent for business and a sense for aesthetics and art. They should regularly take care of their health. They emphasize the material side of life. It is very important to clarify what is good and what is bad, and understand the purpose of challenges is to strengthen and check the person's determination. Recognition and love that improve self-confidence are very important. Weaknesses and what should be learned. Beware of hesitation, restlessness, and intolerance. Beware of excessive desire for perfection and irritability. There you go. Now I know. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Search. Well, you gonna let me search? No, why aren't you gonna let me search? All right, let's try this then. What are you doing? Here we go. What do you mean 0? I am not happy with this, folks. Not happy at all. Oh, look, there's the draconic chart calendar. I don't know if you guys can still see what I'm sharing. I don't think you can. Artsy fartsy. Yeah, I'm trying to find the master number, and I don't know why it's giving me a hard time. Hang on. There we go. Life path. All right. Life path 33, known as the master teacher, is a rare, highly compassionate, and intuitive number, often considered the most spiritually evolved, combining the nurturing traits of 6, 3 plus 3, with master number 11 and 22 potential. These individuals are rare healers and humanitarian guides driven with a strong desire to uplift humanity through selfless service and wisdom. There you go, Selena. All right, let's share this one. Oh, go away. Master number 33. Let me put this in chat and you can go and read it all. I don't know if that one came out. It's pretty long. I don't know if you guys can click it. I don't have YouTube open. I just got StreamYard going here. Let's see. Yeah, 33 doesn't come up very often. There you go. When 33 appears as a life path number, you have all the attributes of a loving, caring, and artistic 6. But in addition, the 33 offers a possibility of reaching a truly remarkable status as a genuine teacher of spiritual, philosophical, or humane wisdom. However, mastering the qualities of 33 is not for the faint of heart. If you are not willing to walk the edge and risk it all, you are unlikely to experience the full power of this number. There's always work involved, people. Always work. There you go. Well, there you go. If that's a clickable link, you can click it and read all about it. It has all kinds of stuff. But yeah, usually you don't bring master numbers down to a single digit. That's not 11, 22, 33. That's not how that works. Yeah, numerology is very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm a 9. I do a lot of 3s, my number. I have a lot of 3s in my life, but yeah, I have a lot of 9s in my life too. So it's interesting. It's really interesting. And you can take that, like I said, here's the chart to equate your letters, and you can take your street address and you just add it all up and see if like where you're living is a good fit for you, for your numbers. You can do same thing with your work. You can do that with your spouse. You can do it with your friend. You can do it with anything. Because, the letters also have numbers corresponding to them. So that's how you get your name. You use your maiden name, your birth name that's on your birth certificate. That's what you use for this. And then if you use that and you compare it to with whatever you use now, like my husband's name is Douglas, but everyone calls him Doug. So that has a different number associated with it because, we lost some letters, You can see if going by Doug or going by Douglas resonates better or worse with your life path numbers. And sometimes it helps. Yeah, you weren't here earlier, Selena. Barbara Streisand, she actually changed the spelling of her first name to make it a different number. I think she wanted an 8. 8 is a big especially in Chinese culture. 8 is like lucky. People like to get married on August 8. 8, and like 88. There was a little bit, I think like 10,000 weddings or something. It was like a big thing out in a plaza. They all got married the same day. They want to have their babies, and with 8s in their birthdays. And yeah, now honestly, if you ever find even United States bills with 888 on it, keep them. People will pay you a lot of money for them. It's like people are big into 8s. 8s is God's promise. 8s is prosperity and good luck, Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I know people, Johnny, he's always wondering, why do you do your show at 1:11? Well, because for me, it's 11:11 a.m. is when I go live, and 11:11 is open doors. It's solid foundations. It's it's good. It's a good time to go out there and open the door and go out there to the world and talk to people. So my timing is on purpose. And on a YouTube level, people go live at 1 o'clock. So, staggering it a little bit, if, they might start popping around and then they'll find me going live, So there's multiple reasons I do it. But yeah, I go live at 11:11 a.m. Arizona Mountain Time. Whatever time that is where you're at, I don't know. That's why I do it and when I do it. Your name means moon, Selena. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if the calculator wants to work. Let's see. The website's having some kind of problem today. Here we go. Guys, I stopped sharing, didn't I? Hang on, sorry. Oops, wrong button. There are too many buttons. Share screen. There we go. All right. We can do your name if you want. You have to know what your name was on your birth certificate to get you an accurate reading. And that will give you, let's see, using your full name, gets you your destiny number. That describes our character and inner strength. If you use only the vowels, it describes your inner ideals and hidden desires, your soul number, heart's desire number. And if you use just the consonants, it describes your real value of character. All right, hang on. I gotta switch screens to type. Now we'll see if it works. Make sure I spell it right. No, I did not. I left out the Y. All right, let's see if it likes you. They don't like Y's, all right? Letter Y may be a vowel or consonant depending on a case. For automatic calculation, the letter Y is set as a vowel. If the letter Y in your name is a consonant, please use this symbol. I don't believe it is, though. All right. So you have a 9 for your destiny. You have an 8 for your soul/heart number. And you have a 1 for your personality. So you are emotionally loyal. You have the desire to succeed, especially in the practical yet unusual activities. And you are trying to be useful and make decisions and lead others. There you go. Now you know. Sounds like you're a pretty good egg, Selena. No, girlfriend, no, you're not. You got it all going on there. A tumor. Well, 9 years is a long time. Lordy. Yeah, boy, I'm not sure how I would have felt about that. Think you're just about on the upswing and boom, you're starting all over again. From the mom's point of view. Oh, too funny, man. Yeah, I know people that had like high schoolers and oh, look, a baby. I'll follow you, Selena. You're fun. But you got to wear a glowy bowl on your head. Oh, funny. So, yeah, there you go, guys. Numerology, a very, very, very basic introduction to numerology, but it can be a lot of fun. And it's something you can do on your own. You don't need anybody to do it for you. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Good on you, girlfriend. Good on you. I had Ben, and then 2 years later I had Emma. Thought we were done, and then 3 years later Adam came along. And then we were done. But, 3 years was plenty. Oh my god. And I'm guessing he felt all weird about that too, right? Yeah, I mean, more power to you, girlfriend, because you weren't child-proofed or, probably no cribs, diapers, or any of the little toys kicking around anymore either. So, luckily I didn't have to buy all the new stuff. Some of it, but not all of it. Wow. 4 kids. There you go. Yeah, 3 years seemed good. It gave you time to spend with the baby, and 2 years was a little close, but, I had a boy, had a girl. It was okay, and then we had another boy. So, but yeah, 3 years seemed good. The first one was mostly walking and potty trained and, over the tough parts before I had to start in again. So I recommend 3 years. I think it's a good span. Kids, man. We got one here with us. He lives up the road, and the other 2, one's in Colorado and one's in Massachusetts in the Boston area. So, Denver and Boston. 2 expensive places that I wish they'd move out of so they could afford to, do things. Oh, boy. Yeah, I've been on about an hour and a half here or so, and, not a whole lot going on here today. I'm just going to chill. I think I'm going to go check out Johnny's show. Wow, Selena. I'm glad they took care of it. And, hey, you didn't have to deal with all the menopause and stuff later on, right? I guess she kind of got a little bit early, though. I'm not sure that would have been a bad thing. I could have skipped that. I really could have. Yeah, I know. My daughter's up there. She's pushing 35 and hasn't had any, and I don't think she's gonna. I wish she'd hurry up because, Jiminy crickets. Then I got the 2 boys, and one of them isn't even dating. So, I got 3 grandcats with him. So, yeah, you too. Oh yeah, the hot flashes, man. I'm mostly over them. Knocking on wood, extra hard for me and you and everybody else. Cause damn, I know people don't want kids, but I want grandkids. So wow, you know, get busy. you know. Then they get all grumpy when they don't come visit for 5 years. Say, hey, can we come and bring 4 friends with us? I'm like, no, we don't even have a guest room because we haven't had visitors in 5 years. So, get a hotel. Like, mom ain't just going to sit around waiting forever. I got a life too. 13. Well, you need to share. Send me one. Just one. Boy, girl, I don't care. Whatever one likes critters, because I got a lot of them and they got to like critters to be here. So, who wants to go play in the corral with the horses and donkeys, or maybe out in the front yard with the tortoise? I'll just keep them till they're hormonal and then I'll send them back. I don't do teenagers anymore. I actually went to school for early childhood education, and I really like kids between 18 months and kindergarten. Before the world gets hold of them, And they're just fun and interesting and curious, and they ask just whatever comes to mind, and they're honest and they're just fun. Kids are fun and they play. Grown-ups don't play anymore. I want to play. I still have bubbles in my car. I always have bubbles. I have bubbles sitting on my kitchen windowsill too. Because, we need some smiles and happiness. And all my ceiling fans have crystals hanging on the end. So when the sun hits them, I have rainbows in my house. And, I'm one of those people. I'm weird, folks. I'm weird. Oh, good. Well, she's going to auction them off? I don't think we can do that on YouTube, though. Now I'm going to get a big strike. Oh, man. All right. Well, at least I get to see them. All you guys are out there selling all these cool toys and stuff. I'm like, oh, I wish I could buy that. Oh, that's horrible. I'm so sorry, Selena. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I had a friend that lost a granddaughter, and she went right into complete hibernation, and she hasn't spoken to me in going on a year now. She hasn't spoken to anybody really, and it's kind of, I reach out and like, hey, how you doing? And she never replies, so I don't want to bug her, but yeah. 2. Ugh. Oof. I don't know how people live through that. I don't. I have enough trouble with my pets, even when they're old and I know it's going to happen. Oof. Losing a child, wow, that's just horrendous. Yeah. Many kudos to people that get up and keep breathing after that because, yeah, amazing. And it's got to be one of the worst horrible things. There's lots of bad things, but that is not one of them I ever hope to have to deal with. Very sad, very sad. Hey, she's got a lot of people to remember her, at least. 13 grandkids, wow. And they say they come here for a reason, for whatever it is, good, bad, or otherwise, teach us a lesson. So she was here for some purpose. I hope you guys learned it and it gives you peace. Wow. Awesome. And my daughter went through some medical things, but nothing like that. I had to fight for her, but nothing life-threatening. She had, her big deal was she had shortened tendons in her legs because she used to walk on her tippy toes. And it got to the point where she literally could not put her heels on the floor. And they wanted to cut her Achilles tendons. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. No. That's like a lifelong injury. We're not doing that to a 5-year-old, So I said there's got to be other therapy that we can try because that would be a last resort. And they said, well, we can hyperflex her feet and put her in walking casts, but she's little. And I'm like, yeah, good time to do it. Let's do that. And we did that. And guess what? She didn't get her tendons cut. Of course, the school did call me the next day when she got on the bus with 2 walking casts, and the day before she'd left early to go to the doctors. And as far as they knew, there was nothing wrong with her. So I had a little explaining to do why my daughter was in school with 2 casts. But she went on to do ballet and tap and jazz and all that, and still did it all the way through college. So I think we made the right decision. So yeah, that was enough for me. That was as far deep as I needed to go with bad things because, I can't. I'm good in the crisis, but after the fact, boy, you'll find me in the corner curled up in a ball, and I'll be there for days once the emergency is over. I can do the emergency, but after, boy, I cannot. Kidney transplant, 36 surgeries. Wow. Oh, Selena. Oof. Yeah. Okay. Whew. I can barely breathe. That's just horrible. I'm so sorry. I'm glad she made it through all that, but wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, even Riley's whistling for that one, boy. Craziness. Yeah, one of our good family friends, her daughter had spina bifida, and that was, wow, that was a nightmare. I mean, she's still alive, Stephanie. She's doing okay. She actually got married. But yeah, that was woof. Yeah, I've had friends with, kids with issues, and yes, it does make you appreciate life and make you appreciate your healthy children and the fact that you aren't doing that. So, yeah. But that's it, though. I mean, if you can be appreciative and not bitter. Oh, her son, yeah. Yeah. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, I was lucky. I didn't have a lot of those kind of, I had grandparents till I was in my 20s and, that kind of stuff. So, but after moving to Arizona, man, oof, that with the whole, the lovely China virus, shall we say. Not sure what we're allowed to say on YouTube anymore. They don't actually give you a list of words that are inappropriate. Yeah, we lost a lot of people, not children, but a lot of people. And it was like 20 people in 10 months. I was pretty broken for a while. So it wasn't my child or my grandchild. Yeah, you heading off, Nana? Yeah, I got to get going and get some stuff done around here. Got some more thumbnails to fix up. And yeah, I'm all booked up for the next 3 months for the Thursday show, so I'm very excited. Stevie Nicks, yeah. Doug was in love with Stevie, weren't they all? Well, you do the best you can. They can always change it if they don't like it or get a nickname in high school. Never particularly cared for my name either, but here I am. Glad actually my mother did not name me April. She wanted to name me April. My maiden name was Summers. So I would have been April Rose Summers Peach. I mean, Ellen Rose Summers Peach is enough. All right, you head out. I'm heading out. I think I'm going to go over to Johnny, see what's going on. I know he's got a big show going on today. So yeah, I'll do more numerology another day, and maybe next month I'll do tarot. We'll see what's going on. I just felt like numbers today. All right, guys, thanks for coming. I appreciate you, and I'll see y'all soon. Much peace, love, and harmony to ya. Big hugs. Bye now.